At Club Piscine, we know all too well that closing your pool is not as exciting as enjoying it. That said, winterizing your in-ground pool should not be taken lightly. It's a key step of its maintenance, and one that will extend its life and that of its components so you can enjoy it for years to come. Whether it's your first time closing or your 10th, you can rest assured that by following the few steps in this video, you will winterize your pool in the safest way possible. Depending on your experience, it should take you 2 to 3 hours to complete the process. Today, we'll be winterizing an in-ground pool with a liner. If you're the owner of a fiberglass pool, please refer to the owner's manual or contact your local Club Piscine Super Fitness store. To help guide you, Sebastian, a Club Piscine specialist, will walk you through the process of closing your in-ground pool. Here's how we'll proceed. Last maintenance of the pool, cleaning the filter and filtering media, lowering the water level, drying the water lines and antifreeze, winterizing the pool's external equipment, closing kit and mesh cover installation. Before we begin, note that it's recommended that you close your pool as late in the season as possible. The water should be cold enough and the outside temperature around 10 degrees Celsius. The month of October is usually a good time to do this. To prevent the formation of ice on the surface and inside the plumbing, it's important to leave the pump and filtration system running until you close the pool. The water circulation will help keep your pool clean. Keep maintaining your water with care, even if you no longer go swimming. Here's all you'll need to properly close your pool. You'll find the complete list of the required material in the video description. If anything's missing, you can find it at your local Club Piscine Super Fitness store. Now, let's do this. Before you begin, check your pool's water level for any abnormality. A lower than usual water level could indicate a potential leak. Where necessary, repairs should be carried out before winterizing the pool to avoid major damage. You should also inspect the other components and equipment to ensure they are operating properly. This is a good time to take pictures of the current setup and connections of your equipment. You'll thank yourself come spring. Before you continue, you'll need to determine whether your bottom drain is connected to the pump or the skimmer. The configuration of the bottom drain has an important impact on the closing procedure. The pipes are generally clearly identified, as is the case here. This video is intended for the owners of pools where the bottom drain is connected to the pump. It's the most common configuration. To determine which type of bottom drain you have, simply look inside the skimmer. If your skimmer only has one hole, or if it has a second hole that is blocked with a plug, then your bottom drain is connected to the pump. If there is a plug in place, it should never be removed. Alternatively, if the skimmer has two functioning holes, then your bottom drain is connected to the skimmer and not the pump. Contact one of our specialists for assistance. Once you've completed the inspection of your pool and determined the configuration of your bottom drain, you're ready to give your pool a final cleaning. The idea is to leave it clean so that it will already be clean when you open it. Test your water and make sure the pH and alkalinity values are within norms. Adjust the water parameters, if needed, using your current pool care products. Now's also a good time to remove the ladder and thermometer and any other accessories. Clean and store everything. Using a leaf collector, remove the leaves in the water. If there are many trees on your property, the use of a leaf net or a mesh cover could be an option worth considering. This 2-in-1 net can also be used as a winter cover. We'll come back to that later. Finally, vacuum the bottom of the pool one last time. And there you have it. Your pool is clean and you've already completed the first segment. In this section, we'll be cleaning the filter and filtering media to remove the accumulated dirt and grease. The filtering media we're using here is sand. The following steps also apply to pool filter beads, recycled glass, as well as natural stones. For filter cartridges and filter balls, please refer to the owner's manual. As is always the case when changing the filter settings, you must first turn off the pump. Then, turn the filter handle to the backwash position. Restart the pump to get the water flowing inside the filter. Pour the filter cleaner directly into the skimmer and wait until the water you see in the sight glass on the filter is clear and uncolored. This should take 2 to 3 minutes. Turn the pump off and turn the filter handle to the rinse position. Restart the pump and run it for about 1 minute, then turn it off again. Set the filter handle to whirlpool and let the pump run for 30 seconds to 1 minute before turning it off. Your filtering media is clean and ready for next season. If your in-ground pool installation is equipped with a dewatering well, it's important to check its water level before lowering the pool water level. Using a measuring tape, make sure the well's water level does not exceed 18 inches. If the water level is higher, remove the surplus water using a submersible pump. By doing this, you'll avoid possible damage and complications, such as wrinkles or bubbles in the pool liner. You should keep checking the well's water level until the first frost. Now that you've checked the dewatering well, it's time to lower the pool water level to 2 to 6 inches below the water returns, which will leave enough room for a layer of ice to form. Be careful not to lower the water too much, as this could lead to complications. First, close the valve from the skimmer. This way, the water will only flow out through the bottom drain. Set the filter handle to waste. Turn on the pump and start draining the pool. Take extra care not to empty the pool in backwash mode, as this could seriously damage your filter. When the water level is 2 to 6 inches below the water returns, you can turn off the pump. Reset the filter in filtration mode to prevent the pool from continuing to drain. Take a moment to inspect the liner for tears and damage. Finally, clean the pool liner above the water line using a special formulated cleaner. Give it a gentle rub using a cloth or sponge. Don't use an all-purpose household cleaner, as it may affect the water chemistry as well as damage the liner. We are now at the most important segment of the closing process. The goal is to remove all residual water from the various pipes to avoid possible damage during freezing temperatures. A number of techniques can be used to do this. Today, we will be removing the residual water through the skimmer. Lift the skimmer lid and remove the door and basket. Next, you'll need to disassemble the various water returns. To do this, unscrew the outer ring, then remove the eyeball. Use the specially designed blue removal wrench to unscrew the inner part. Repeat the process for every water return of your pool. Gather all the parts and store them in the skimmer basket for the winter. Then, close your bottom drain's water inlet to prevent air running through it during the draining process. Make sure the skimmer's water line is open. Set the filter handle to whirlpool or recirculate. Since we want to concentrate the air pressure in one water line at a time, we'll need to block the other pipes. To do this, you can simply place a plug over the water returns, leaving only one open. We recommend you start blowing the air out of the water line that is located furthest from the pump. You'll therefore want to leave that one open. To fully dry the water returns, you'll need a wet-dry vacuum that has a blower mode with a peak horsepower of at least 5.5. It should also feature a 1.5 to 2 inch nozzle that will perfectly fit your skimmer's plumbing. It's also recommended that you clean your vacuum beforehand to avoid contaminating your pool. Start the vacuum in blower mode. You should see the water being expelled through the water return. Continue until all the water is purged. After about 2 minutes, the pipe should be completely dry. Repeat the process with the next water line. Remove the plug, then block the water return you have just drained. Let the vacuum run in blower mode until the second water line is completely dry. Repeat the previous steps for each of your pool's additional water returns. As a precaution, we recommend you repeat the entire process a second time, following the same order as before. Once all the water return lines are completely dry, you can winterize each one using plugs. It's recommended to apply Teflon tape to ensure an airtight seal during winter. If your water drain line is permanently installed, you'll also need to dry it. For this, you simply need to set the handle of your filter to waste. Leave the vacuum in blower mode inside the skimmer for at least 2 minutes until no more water comes out the drain line. Once all the water lines of the pool are completely dry, we can move to the next step, adding the antifreeze. Specially formulated for pools, this antifreeze is a calcium-based compound that is denser than water. It will completely fill your pool's plumbing. Pour 90% of the gallon of antifreeze directly into the hole of the skimmer. To winterize the skimmer, start by blocking it with a 1.5-inch or 2-inch plug, depending on the model. Insert the styrofoam pieces. Start by placing the 2 small pieces at the bottom of the skimmer, then secure the 2 remaining pieces by placing them through the opening from inside the pool. Lastly, fasten both pieces together using the wooden skewer. As an extra precaution, pour the rest of the gallon of antifreeze directly in the skimmer, then replace the lid. Make sure you insert small pieces of coiled insulating foam in the hole on the lid. It's recommended to do the same for the holes of your pool ladder. Your pool and its plumbing are now ready for winter. It's now time to winterize your pool's external components. It's therefore important to shut off the breakers before you start. You'll notice that the same logic that applies to one piece of equipment applies to them all. You'll need to clean, empty the water, and dry them off. If they're not permanently attached to the plumbing, we recommend you store them in a dry, frost-free place for the winter. To drain the filter, first unscrew the drain cap at the bottom. Unscrew the pressure gauge and sight glass. Then store them in the skimmer basket along with the drain cap. Unscrew the pipes that connect the filter to the pump. Then slightly loosen the other 2 pipes. You will then place the filter handle in the winterize position. You can also place a plastic bag over the filter head to protect it during the winter. If your pump is equipped with a removable outlet that was installed by a master electrician, it can be stored. You can now unplug it. Next, disconnect the water outlet pipe that connects to the filter. Unscrew the drain caps underneath the pump. Remove the lid and empty the basket. You can now disconnect the water inlet pipe. Take care to thoroughly clean and rinse the unit. Clean and dry all the parts, then store them in a frost-free place for the winter. If you store the pump, you should winterize the plumbing using expandable plugs. Store all parts in the skimmer basket. If your pool is equipped with a heat pump, make sure it is set to off mode and that the breaker is shut off. Disconnect the pipe at the back of the heater. Expel the water from the heat pump with a wet-dry vacuum in blower mode. Make sure to wipe away all residual water. Reconnect the pipe without over-tightening it. Cover the heat pump with a waterproof cover. Check for snow buildup during the winter and clear if needed. If you have a chlorinator or a Nature 2 system, start by disconnecting the 2 pipes connected to the system. Unscrew the drain cap and empty out the water. Dispose of the contents of the chlorine dispenser and clean it carefully. Finally, dry all the parts. Even though the cartridge of the Nature 2 system cannot be used for more than one season, we recommend that you leave it in the unit for when you open your pool next spring. You can then replace it once your pool water is clean and balanced. Store the Nature 2 in a frost-free place for the winter. If needed, place plugs on the pipes that will remain outside. If your pool is equipped with a salt chlorine generator, you can now disconnect the power from the control panel and disconnect the cell. You'll need to clean it, then store it for the winter. To do this, start by unscrewing and disconnecting the two pipes from the cell. Make sure you place the cell on a flat surface with the opening pointing upwards. Then, pour the cell cleaner directly into the cell. Allow it to work for about 30 minutes. You can now carefully pour the liquid back into the bottle using a funnel, as it can be reused a second time. After cleaning, rinse the cell with clean water. Dry thoroughly, then store in a dry, frost-free place. From this step on, it's important to note that all the valves of your equipment should be open to prevent small quantities of water from accumulating inside them, which could lead to damage during freezing temperatures. Nowadays, pool return lights are increasingly common and require no special attention when closing the pool. However, if you have light shells like these, please refer to the owner's manual or contact your local Club Piscine Super Fitness store for help. For this last step, make sure you have the proper closing kit for your pool sanitation system, whether chlorine or salt. Now, empty the contents of the closing kit into the pool water. Follow all instructions provided on the product packaging. Handle the chemical products with care. And there you have it. All the components of your pool are properly winterized. The use of a protective cover is highly recommended. To install it, you must first set up the elastic system. Make sure you attach the elastics to a solid anchor point. They should be placed at a distance of 1.5 meters from each other, along both the length and the width of the pool. Next, place the cover on the elastic system and fasten it using the appropriate method. We recommend you have a second person to help you install the cover. Now that your cover is in place, your pool will be well protected from leaves and other debris. Congratulations! Nice work! You've just completed all the steps involved in closing your in-ground pool. It's now ready to face the coming winter. If you have questions, require additional information on how to close your pool, or if you wish to make an appointment for our turnkey pool closing service, feel free to contact your local Club Piscine Super Fitness store. See you next time.